she's swimming around. D42, he's got Prader-Willi syndrome. It's a condition where the brain don't register. The stomach is full. Shut up, Alison. Oh, that's back when we were reacting. Alison's son is mixed race, so this goes along with her mindset. Aisha, Aisha always comes with the facts, innit?
Come on.
Always.
Point,
I did try and put a little... I said, look at her partner. But I'm just becoming synonymous with that, so I'm trying to ease up little. Yeah, she's Love is Blind crew. How come none of these white or Chinese Jamaicans came over during Windrush? Where were they? These are solid questions. People, answer these questions, folks. Where were these out of many one people during Windrush? They weren't around. All these white Jamaicans that mans know, where are they? Because I don't know none of them. You know what I mean? Like, where are they at? Who are the famous ones that have achieved something musically or whatever else? Who?
Cliff Richard. He was Jamaican, right?
I'm sure that brother's English, Cliff Richard.
No, of course he's. Wait a minute.
Noble. Is that Noble said?
Yeah. Oh, can you hear him?
very, very faintly, I can hear him.
No, Cliff Richard is like a big white woman crushed,
Yes.
like an elderly white woman. They all love Cliff Richards.
What about Tom Jones? Tom Jones, he's got
He's
black
want to
in him.
post his virginity, ain't
he? Tom Jones is from Wales.
He's from Wales.
Sting does a lot of stuff with Shaggy. Sting.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. He ain't no white Jamaican. I'm talking about Tom Jones. Has clearly got black heritage.
But if you remember, you know what? That's a good point. You know,
he could be
Sting.
Windrush.
Because I remember Sting. Come on, I'm a big man, so I remember when the Police came about, and Sting talked about the influence of Jamaica and Bob Marley on his music at the time, and all of the Police, the group that he was in, the Police, loved reggae music, particularly Bob Marley. That's why he came out, and he had that little gravelly voice.
Englishman in New York, man. That's a classic.
A lot of people. Yeah, that's like Sting. But if you go back to when he was in the Police, listen to the music. It was like a white version to reggae music per se. If you listen to it, every little thing she does is magic. You know.
Yeah. There's an influence because even with Englishman in New York, you know.
Yeah,
man. It's a very well written song. Like the music ain't made like that anymore, man. It's not made like that anymore.
Not even close.
Trust me. D42. No, Western Jafaican sounds like some Top Boy spin-off. Nah, that wouldn't have worked out. Oh, you mean Jafaican? Yeah, Jafaican wouldn't have worked though. I don't even think they'd even be on this level of meaning that I want to see it though. I want to see it, and I'm not being funny in any way, people. I want to see the British Nigerians show. I want to see other black. I love learning about other blacks. I love learning about them. Like South Africa, I'm big on them, man. There. The FBA, I know the man's hate when I say it. The African Americans, I'm big on their thing. You know what I mean? I like seeing other groups doing their thing. Asia, isn't the movie in the cinema? Why release it on Vimeo? Yeah, that ain't selling, man. That ain't selling, man. That's gone triple styrofoam, but I'm not dissing them, though. Sending Clarks for the barrel pit, pitney. Yeah, that's what you see, we can all agree on that. That we know how them things come in. Okay. That's the problem with other Caribbean countries in the UK. They never promoted their culture. St. Vincent sounds similar to us. Oh, okay. I've never heard them man speak.
Yeah, not me neither. Where are they?
Bajans are the second largest Caribbean population, but you don't see any culture. That is true because even Rihanna in the early days.
But they call it Little England, though, and they said it's exactly like England, but in the Caribbean.
Yeah. Right, Noble's a big time Barbadian. Well, you're an honorary Barbadian, Noble, innit?
Man, yes, exactly, man.
So what you saying then is it Little England for true?
That's what they call it still. That's what they call it because of it is the way it's set up and it's expensive, man. Well, I think it's probably the second or third expensive Caribbean island still.
Man, you ever been there carnival time where you don't indulge in that?
You know me, man.
Okay.
I do not like people, boss.
Alright, say no more.
That's crap over times. I avoid that thing still.
Alright, say no more. D42.
What's he saying there, Mark? If you don't, just
no.
recap what Noble's saying.
Said Noble's saying that he don't go to Barbados during the carnival season. He waits till that's but he's a man who goes Barbados yearly. You get me? So
my brethren's out there now. His Jamaican mum. She remarried to a Barbadian man.
I knew a Barbadian man actually in Brum. He had a print shop in Brum, and then he was doing well still. But then as COVID coming, he went back over there, and he married a Jamaican woman still. But
they're doing enough, man.
It mashed up though.
He passed away, so my brethren's out there now sorting out the yard.
Scene. Okay,
hey, tell Anthony he needs Barbados, man.
Oh, and Noble said you need to land in Barbados, hasn't he?
1,000.
I probably would. You know what? I've said that to my brethren the other day. You know, I probably would go there because they said it's like Little England. So I'm very what's the word? I'm very fussy, bro. You know what I mean? I'm fussy what I eat.
You'd be blessed,
I'm fussy eating off Jamaicans. You know
I was saying that, I said this the other day, to my people. I said, yo,
I'm fussy, bro.
I love Italian food, but when I went Italy, it don't eat the same. I prefer an English Italian man's style of food. And that's the same with yard. A man will be like, I actually prefer how we do it, I know it sounds mad, but I think I prefer how we do it.
Again, I can understand that though, because remember, we're in England. Seasoning's different.
Right, then you see what I'm saying?
The taste's gonna be different naturally. And if you've grown up like eating a steak, and you know how your mom seasons a steak, you won't have a steak in Jamaica. No matter how nice and succulent that steak is, it's not gonna sweet you like your mom's.
All right, yeah, you see it.
Yeah.
D42. I remember watching Floella Benjamin on Play School back in the day. Floella Benjamin.
Oh shit, I remember her. Yeah,
I remember. Black woman. She used to have beads. I don't know what ethnicity she was though. As in, not ethnicity. Obviously, she's a black woman. I don't know if we're from the Caribbean though.
So he said, I remember her. So D says that this Floella Benjamin on Play School back in the day, she used to say where she was from, but she would just give vague description. West Indies. Now Cliff Richard was born in Oh, he was born in India.
India, yeah.
Seen. Yeah. Sting don't actually write. He didn't write Englishman in New York. It was written by Quinton Crisp. Big tune, massive tune, man. Massive tune, massive tune. Absolute huge. Hold on, that's crazy. That is crazy. So what you saying? So what you saying, Anthony? Are you gonna watch that movie anyway, just to see, or you just lock off? Because I still ain't watch One Love,
To tell you, no, I watched One Love. I can watch that.
I ain't watching.
I just wanted to see. I watched One Love just for the fact of the story. I wanted to see what angle they came from.
I found out that they took out Peter.2 and Bonnie Whaler, like they weren't properly in there. I said, nah, I can't watch it, man. You know what I mean?
They didn't talk about that, but that's the try to. I think they started it from after he'd left that kind of thing, and how they didn't really go all the time. When he was having the flashbacks of when he was harassed, when he was a kid, is when he was by himself. Then he met Rita. Rita was taking him to this geezer, this Rasta geezer used to talk about and teach him when he was teaching him in it. But I didn't like the authenticity. The fact that the extras, weren't local people, and it just didn't leave a good taste. And when they said they couldn't find it, I said, to this day, I know I tried to go on like Rita doesn't do this and Rita doesn't do that, but Bob Marley's got too many children that one of them could have played him.
Facts.
One of them could have played him, man.
I think that I think they could have played him. I think they could. I think one of the
Stephen, they could have. You can't turn around and say, "Oh, it would have been too painful." But you're saying that they was there filming every day, so the same pain that they're going to see.
Painful. It's 50 years ago. Man's could
from the back of the camera, from behind the camera, they're going to have in front of the camera. If you get what I'm saying, so you can be there to be to the authenticity. You can be there in the film. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. I feel like I think Lauren Hillson could have played him still. I think Lauren Hillson could have played him.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Is his name Skip? Is that Skip Marley?
Skip. No, Lawrence is the YG, and it YG.
YG. He could have played him.
Yeah, but you're talking. I know Skip though. I know where you're coming from. Skip could have done it for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
They just took the money,
So
boss.
all
care about no legacy.
So if you're gonna make here's the question for me then. What's the film? What's the film? What they're trying to show? The picture Rastafarianism.
What we talking about? The Marley film?
No,
this Jafaican
Peter Andre film.
Okay, the premise of this Peter Andre film is he's a man in England, but he needs to raise money for an operation for his grandmother. So there's a man in Yard who passed away, but he favors Peter Andre in the movie. So Peter Andre is pretending to be him to collect some money that this brother left in Jamaica. So that's the premise. Now, all the Rasta thing and all that, that's all just put in there to create the gimmick. But as Aisha pointed out, this thing ain't selling. That's why it's on Vimeo.
Yeah.
You get me? That's why they're putting it on Vimeo, because it's not selling. And this is what I'm saying. All them people in the comment sections, we give things the source, you know.
Come on.
We give things the source. So I'm saying, let's say these men do this the right way. Them man in Yard ain't the ones that's why you man put it on Vimeo, because them man in Yard, they can't put the eyes on it. Now let's say you lot moved right and us here in the diaspora pushed it. Cinema would be ram.
Come on.
Because we need to give it that
stamp.
That stamp of approval.
That stamp of authenticity.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
But man have to give it that cold sign.
Even though they're looking to us to give it the stamp of authenticity, even though they're criticizing us same ones because we're not Jamaican.
Right. And talking about and gaslighting us. And what I'm saying is, I understand what they are trying to say, but I would never look at a Nigerian man who's born in England and dismiss his Nigerian heritage. I wouldn't do that, because I know that he's grown up eating fufu and all them thing there. So I know he's embedded in that culture. I know that when I sit down and I eat my ackee, saltfish and callaloo and all that, I've been doing that year after year consecutively. I've never not known a time I didn't do that. So to me, them things are very normal. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing not normal about that. White Yardie now, that's a part of your journey. But that part of your journey, you've held on to it.